The United States has had 47 presidents, which 39 of whom had died. This is how they died. George Washington died on December 14, 1799. His cause of death was a throat infection. He was age 67. John Adams died on the 4th of July 1826. His cause of death was congestive heart failure. He was age 90. Thomas Jefferson died on July 4, 1826. He died on the same day as James Adams. His cause of death was a combination of ailments: exhaustion from intense diarrhea, toxemia from a kidney infection, uremia from kidney damage, and finally orthostatic old age pneumonia. He was age 83. James Madison died on June 28, 1836. His cause of death was heart failure. He was age 85. James Monroe died on the 4th of July 1831. His cause of death was tuberculosis. He was age 73. John Quincy Adams died on February 23, 1848. His cause of death was a stroke. He was age 80. Andrew Jackson died on June 8, 1845. Historians have suggested his death may have been lead and mercury poisoning. He was age 78. Martin Van Buren died on July 26, 1862. His cause of death was asthma. He was age 79. William Henry Harrison died on April 4, 1841. His cause of death was enteric fever. He was age 68. John Tyler died on January 18, 1862. His cause of death was likely a stroke, although it has also been reported as possible bronchitis. He was age 71. James Polk died on June 15, 1849. His cause of death was cholera. He was age 53. Zachary Taylor died on July 9, 1859. His cause of death was cholera morbus. He was age 65. Millard Fillmore died on March 8, 1874. His cause of death was from a stroke he suffered in February and died days later in March. He was age 74. Franklin Pierce died on the 8th of October, 1869. His cause of death was cirrhosis of the liver. He was age 64. James Buchanan died on June 1, 1868. His cause of death was respiratory failure. He was age 77. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on April 15, 1865. We all know how he died, but if you don't, he was shot in the head as he was watching a play. He was age 56. Andrew Johnson died on July 31, 1875. His cause of death was a stroke. He was age 66. Ulysses S. Grant died on July 23, 1885. His cause of death was throat cancer. He was age 63. Rutherford B. Hayes died on January 17, 1893. His cause of death was a heart attack. He was age 70. James Garfield died on September 19, 1881. His cause of death was that he suffered 2 gunshots but didn't die until 80 days later of complications from sepsis. He was age 49. Chester Arthur died on November 18, 1886. His cause of death was Bright's disease, a then fatal kidney ailment. He was age 57. Grover Cleveland died on June 24, 1908. His cause of death was a heart attack. He was age 71. Benjamin Harrison died on March 13, 1901. His cause of death was pneumonia. He was age 67. William McKinley was assassinated on September 14, 1901. His cause of death was septic shock due to bacterial infection after being shot. He was age 58. Theodore Roosevelt died on January 6, 1919. His cause of death was a heart attack. He was age 60. William H. Taft died on March 8, 1939. His cause of death was from complications from heart disease. He was age 72. Woodrow Wilson died on February 3, 1924. His cause of death was a stroke. He was age 67. Warren Harding died on August 2, 1923. His cause of death was a heart attack. He was age 57. Calvin Coolidge died on January 5, 1933. His cause of death was a heart attack. He was age 60. Herbert Hoover died on October 20, 1964. His cause of death was internal bleeding, which was likely related to complications from a stroke. He was age 90. Franklin D. Roosevelt died on April 12, 1945. His cause of death was cerebral hemorrhage. which is a type of stroke. He was age 63. Harry S. Truman died on December 26, 1972. His cause of death was complications from pneumonia, which led to cardiac arrest. He was age 88. Dwight Eisenhower died on March 28, 1969. His cause of death was heart failure. He was age 78. John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963. He was shot by a rifle whilst in a car. He was age 46. Lyndon Johnson died on January 22, 1973. His cause of death was a heart attack. He was age 64. Richard Nixon died on April 22, 1994. His cause of death was a stroke. He was age 81. Gerald Ford died on December 26, 2006. His cause of death was cardiovascular disease. He was age 93. Ronald Reagan died on June 5, 2004. His cause of death was complications from Alzheimer's disease. He was age 93. George H. W. Bush died on November 30, 2018. His cause of death was Parkinson's disease. He was age 94.